You have entered the Plumbing Business Success Zone, teaching entrepreneurs the business of plumbing. This is Potty Talk Live, recorded live on Facebook every week. Type 5 in the comments to subscribe to the show. And now your host, Richard Behney, the $1 Million Plumber.
Welcome to the 189th episode of Potty Talk Live. Hey, we've got a great power tools edition for you. We got Dan, the brand man,
Antonelli.
Antonelli. Thank you. Lovely Laura's over here helping me out here. KickCharge Creative. I just got caught up in the brand man. I like giving nicknames to everybody.
know you
Just
do,
like I did
baby.
for my guys. I gave all my plumbers. We had
Fighter pilot names.
fighter pilot names for them. All right.
I don't know if
So
Dan, the brand man, is.
Dan the brand man. I'll have to
Fighter.
ask. Dan, I'm sorry, brother. I see him in the green room. I just came up with that right when we got
Yeah,
started here.
he
so
just
I got
left,
it.
actually.
So,
Dan has left the building.
I'll get us a pen. Yeah, he's walking out. Wait, Dan, come on back. Hey, you're not going to want to miss Dan, though. Owner, founder, CEO extraordinaire of Creative KickCharge. KickCharge Creative.
KickCharge
I mean, it's
Creative.
all the branding, all that cool stuff. We got some cool stuff to show. with
Yeah,
you.
we're gonna
But
share it.
Well, what we're going to talk about is, it does, the first impressions really matter.
First
with your plumbing
impressions
business,
really
okay?
matter.
Does it really matter? Hey, we're going to find out. So
think
stick
so.
around. We're going to talk about that. So,
Yeah.
So, hey, lovely Laura.
Hey, honey.
You're welcome.
Hey, babe.
Have you here? We just ran
Yes.
up here. I just got to, I'm kind of out of breath.
You are
here.
kind of out of breath.
Right.
Yeah, that's
I
all
got to
right.
get in gear here.
I know.
Good to have you here.
Well, because we'll see if we have any viewers today, because we're coming at them a different time,
Yeah,
different
look,
time of day,
here.
3:30.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
find out. Yeah, Dan had they had a big company outing or whatever.
Yep.
And so right before he
Hey,
came
Paul.
in here, he just got sloshed. They did the Gatorade thing for him. They had a big picnic thing or something going on. So he had to change and all. So he's coming in. So we're gonna have fun here.
It's gonna be
Hey, it's great to have
grand.
you here, though.
Yeah,
Hey,
nice
if
to
you're
see
watching
everybody.
Live, type live in the comments. If you're watching
Please
the replay,
do.
let us know by typing replay in the comments. And if you're listening to the podcast, please just keep on listening, because you don't want to miss this. Okay, we got
You
great
do
stuff
not.
here for we're talking the business of plumbing. Hey, and if you're serious about
Christy.
learning more about what we'll be talking about
Yes.
here today, branding, okay,
Yes.
that kind of stuff, and everything that has to do with your plumbing business. You want to learn more? Hey, I got a special offer for you here. Simply type success in the comments, or you can go to www.themilliondollarplumber.com/success. All right, I got a 14-day free trial for you for my
For the
Success
Success
Academy,
Academy.
teaching the business of plumbing.
I think we had a few Success Academy members
We do.
tuning in right now.
We do right
so,
now. We have there's a lot that's involved there. So hey, if you're
Yeah.
looking to grow a successful plumbing business, one that's successful, self-sufficient, all right, and very profitable, check it out. I made it easy for you there, so it's
Yeah.
right there.
Just do it.
14-day free trial. All right. Also, hey, you never want to miss an episode of Potty Talk Live.
You do not.
Do that. So you
That
know
would
what
be
you gotta
crazy.
do. Type 5 to subscribe to Potty Talk Live, or what?
Hi, I'm Lindsay, and this is Daryl.
We own Inception Plumbing out of Kansas City, Missouri.
And we always make sure to watch Potty Talk Live.
If you're looking to grow your business and not run a busy mess, be sure to tune in.
Or,
You're gonna die.
Yeah, that's
Those
right.
two.
That's Inception Plumbing. In fact,
In fact,
Dan, the brand man,
Yes.
Antonelli, all right, KickCharge
KickCharge
Creative,
Creative.
did their rebranding.
yes, which looks
It is
amazing.
Do we're going to be able to show that? Do we have that?
You know what? I don't think so,
Where-
because we need to have Daryl to make the reveal. So
Oh, yeah, Daryl,
okay.
okay.
Unless Dan may have it on his
It
webpage. I'm
is
not sure.
BEA
It is
beautiful.
It's
all right,
gorgeous.
it's a difference between. Well, it just looks pro. Okay,
does.
It just looks pro.
And then
all-
Inception has it on Hackney.
Yep.
So it's just
It's just gorgeous.
it's crazy
and already
gorgeous.
they're being, people say like they're everywhere.
Right.
Well, they got
They're
the one
everywhere.
truck.
Right. I know.
It's amazing
crazy.
what that does. All right.
Yep.
Hey,
Yes.
if you'd like to be on
Yes.
Potty Talk Live here, all right, and on a video, put
On a
together
video.
like that, okay?
Yeah.
Tell us who you are, name your company, all right? Watch Potty Talk Live, or You Gonna Die, and we'll show your video.
Yep.
Also, you'll be entered into the $100 gift card giveaway.
Yep.
Money,
Make
money,
it
money.
good. Make
all right,
it
big money
good.
there. Okay.
All right.
All right, it's fun. All right. Hey, but let's get Dan in here.
You bet.
Let's get at it.
There is Dan. Hey, Dan.
Hey guys,
Hey, Dan
What's
the brand
happening?
man. I'm sorry, man. I just came up with that. Right when we got done, it just hit me. No,
Dude, you should trademark that, man.
there we go. No, that's yours, man. Dan, the brand man,
He is
Antonelli.
the brand man.
It just kind of rolls off the lips there.
Yeah.
Man, it's good to see you. You're looking drier, okay?
Yeah,
I
I had a change of clothing here, fortunately, so
Yeah.
it worked
you
out
really?
well. But yeah, my team tricked me. They said, we're taking a whole team photo, so you sit in front. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And the social media people who have the cameras out, I'm like, all right. And then I'm waiting for this picture, and then I just got dumped on. We had a whole thing of ice and water, and so it was cool though. We had a nice time. We tried to do like a picnic, to kick off the summer. So this was kind of fun. We all played wiffle ball and all hung out, and turned off the phones, and it was a nice change of pace. We don't get to do that often, but it's fun when we get to do it. And the team was pretty pumped up too, because I gave them the day off for the day after 4th of July for next week. So they got a nice 4-day weekend. So I'm like, you know what? Everybody's been killing it for us and working super hard. Let's relax and have a nice weekend with our family and just chill out.
All right, love, man. Work hard, play hard.
That's right.
That is how
Exactly.
it
That's
rolls,
done.
man.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. So, Dan, here, this is our thing. Do first impressions really matter with our plumbing businesses? What say you?
Is that a real question?
That's right.
We just set him up for you, Dan.
That's a soft wiffle ball pitch right there for you, okay?
Absolutely. Listen, it's all about really trying to control that first impression. That's really the point of good branding. It's the point of having a professional image that you can put forward to people, because a lot of consumers that we're trying to sell to every day, they don't have the greatest impression of our industry, right? So how do we counter that? How do we lead in with something positive? The beauty of working with folks that you work with is that I know that these are companies that are doing the right thing, right? So they're delivering a great service. They're showing up to the home. They're charging a fair and honest price. And so I want to make sure that the brand communicates that to that consumer before they even ring the doorbell. Like, I don't know anything at all about this plumbing company, but my impressions are formed by what I see in my community and what I see maybe online and what that brand signifies to me. Right. So if I can control that first impression for that consumer, if I can make it so they feel that this company is reputable, honest, trustworthy, they'll be in business next year if I have a problem. Those are all things that brand really should be speaking to, and having them feel comfortable. They may get 3 quotes, and maybe you come in at the more expensive price, let's just say, but let's have them believe that there is a value in what you provide and maybe why you're actually more expensive. If you go in there and you don't look polished, you don't look professional, I don't know how you get the right dollars for your work. You don't look like you deserve to get the right dollars for the work. So why would I do that?
Well, it's exactly. I know it may not sound, PC, politically correct. We say, do people judge a book by its cover? But we do. Humans do.
Yeah.
Okay, humans do. Yeah. So as you just said, Dan, and I'll say it, I've been in the industry for 30 years, and I'm a master licensed plumber. I'm proud of it. I never thought I'd be in plumbing, but I'm proud. Okay, it's done well. Okay, but we are in an industry where we're not thought well of. Okay, and no one wakes up in the morning and wants to call a plumber. Okay, and so we have to overcome those kinds of things. So. When they're looking at us, if we just have a truck that just has, a magnetic or, is painted on there, Bubba's Plumbing, whatever, that's how we come across. And I'll say it, because I come from this, butt crack plumber. But when something is designed and it gives an emotion, and that's what this is about, is emotion, right? We want our customers to feel like they can trust us, that feel like we're professional. They're judging our work just on how our van looks. I mean, that may be fair or unfair. Fair doesn't matter, but that's what's going down, right?
Right. You're not looking at your soldering job and saying, "Oh my God, that's the most beautiful soldering I've ever seen." So they probably wouldn't know a bad solder job from a good solder job, right? But how you treat them when you walk in their home, and how you provide service to them, and all those types of things factor into what that brand is supposed to signify. And the other part of it too is, branding is a huge opportunity for tradespeople because most of their competition has no idea what they're doing with it.
Right.
So
right.
what would happen if your business was the best branded company in your town? If even if you had one van, but it looked like you had 20 of them,
Yes.
like all those impressions count.
Yep.
So owning that, winning the battle. I talk about winning the battle on the street with good branding, and obviously the vehicles play such a huge role in that. But we're really trying to get top of mind. I want people to every time they think about needing a plumber to associate it with your particular company. And sometimes in certain communities that's easy to do because none of your competition is doing it well. They don't have a good brand. They don't have a good truck design out there. And they don't have something that disrupts the space or stands out. So,
Well, Dan,
I love it.
let me-
It's an opportunity.
Dan, I don't mean to interrupt here, but I just noticed we have one of our viewers is Patrick, okay, of Works Plumbing. And there's a plumbing power couple there, Patrick and Margaret. And,
Yeah, absolutely.
And you worked with them. All right, there we go. He says, "What's up, Dan?"
Yeah.
All right.
What's up,
and
buddy?
so there's your guy. I mean, you created that. I mean, it came from out of nowhere. I mean, it was just totally different in the colors, and and they're in San Francisco, but that
Which is
totally stands
so
out.
competitive.
Right,
Yeah.
and that totally stands out. That Patrick's already said he's got people that said that they've seen him. They see him his vans all over the place
All the time, right?
But it's only like one or maybe two trucks. I mean, it's not that
Yeah.
not that big of a thing. But it stands out
But
that much.
it's doing the job, right? It's disrupting the space, and he's in a very saturated market, right? Think about how many vans are in the community there, but suddenly you've got something that doesn't look like every other van that's out there, and it also still does the things that you want a brand to do. So listen, you could make your van purple and pink, right? And it would stand out, right? But does it send the right message is an entirely different question, right? So his stands out. It communicates a positive expectation. It looks professional. It looks premium, and it doesn't look like all these other guys with either white trucks with blue and red lettering. Like all that stuff factors into making it look disruptive, right? So making that impression count, and then listen, coupled with the other things that he's doing, whether it's online, whether it's direct mail, whether it's other forms of advertising, that brand now suddenly becomes something people can remember by. And they're like, oh yeah, we saw your van, we see you all the time, things like that. So those are all things that make all his other marketing now work better. Right. It doesn't have to work as hard because they've already seen the brand. They've seen it in their communities. They've seen it on the highways. So all those things play such a huge role in effectiveness for the rest of your advertising. And that's the other part too, where just guys don't invest as much into brand as they do into maybe their SEO. And to me, that's backwards. Like invest in your brand first, and then you can kill it on the SEO. Like we do that all the time. Like I love it when we do a brand and then we can do the SEO after because I know it's going to be that much more effective. Like if I can drive traffic to your website and you land on a well-branded website that already communicates these positive expectations, don't you think that's going to convert better than a bland generic website that looks like the three other guys down on Google? It's a no-brainer.
And it is a no-brainer. And Dan, the conversation I have is difficult. I've come up from the trenches and grew a plumbing business, and we branded right away. In fact, you're responsible for killing our brand and making it. You took it from Attaboy to Attababy, but it looks good. The only reason we don't like it because it's not ours. But it's still you did a great job.
But foundationally you had the right idea.
Right.
You had the right idea, right?
Right, and we did that early on, and so I get it from the business side. A lot of guys, where our heart is, what we do with our private coaching, and of course, with the Success Academy, is for the 1, 2, 3 truck, the small guys that are looking to become big guys. And a lot of times we get into is that they have the fear of they want to do things right now to make the phone ring, and so we have this conversation. I can make your phone ring all day long, and multiple times on Sunday, right? But if it doesn't matter if the right other groundwork isn't laid, and branding is one of those things, but it's a difficult thing in their minds to get towards looking at it as an investment. It really will change your world because you get that right and you get that in place. All this other stuff is like adding, fuel and steroids to it.
Yeah. So like, what's the number one complaint guys have, right? Oh, we can't find good people to work for us.
Right.
Well, let's put the applicant, let's get in their shoes, right? Or get in their head. Well, what do they think about your company based on what they see?
My company,
what do
Dan,
your
on
vans
that,
look like?
I jumped right on that because my company just, it grew. When I did, in fact, I did 5 vans with our thing and got them it looked better than everybody else and all the sprinters and all logoed up. And all of a sudden, everybody wanted to work for me. I'm the same guy,
Right.
it's the same, but they want, it looks like there's something going on here. It looks professional.
Right.
And they have a
And,
nice
and it's not
office.
stale either. And
Right.
that's the thing too, is you see guys get complacent with their brand and they're like, oh, I don't need to do a new brand, or I don't
Right.
want to invest in a brand because I've been successful with what I have. And I always
Right.
flip that and I say, you know what? How much more success would you have had if you had a better brand? You know, look at it that way. Don't look at your success that you have currently as the rationale to perpetuate it, because that's wrong. It's not
Well, Dan,
thinking forward.
I've been doing okay with just a half wrap. I just put some vinyl letters on.
Right.
In fact, I paint the truck. You know, I get an old used truck and I paint it, and then I put some vinyl letters up, and I've been doing all right.
Right.
I hear it.
But
Right.
you're not killing it.
Right.
But you're not killing it, right?
Right.
So you're not making the most of that opportunity, and you're being very complacent. So I love when we have clients that come to us and they say, here's our top 5 competitors, and we go look at what these other competitors are doing, and it's a joke. And I'm like, you know what? We can kill it for you in this market because none of these guys have any clue about brand. So how do we leverage that? How do we make that into an opportunity for you? Because you're going to be the best branded company in this community.
Right.
And we're going to leverage it. You may be small. You may only have a fraction of the vehicles that they have, or a fraction of their marketing budget. But you know what? We're going to make everything work twice as hard or 10 times as hard because we've got something that they can't have. You know, so they also sometimes have the advantage of being able to pour more money into their marketing budgets. Great. Well, you might not need to spend nearly as much money on your marketing budget if you had your act together when it came to your brand. So those are all things where, sometimes I love the underdog in the market because they don't have as much of a budget. They don't have as much marketing firepower, so to speak. It's not even firepower. It's just budget. It's just dollars, right?
Right.
So how do we leverage what they have? And you think about the number of impressions that truck gets, it's the most cost-effective marketing medium at their disposal. Yet so many don't take advantage of it. And they have wraps that don't work. You can't read them. They don't communicate properly.
And
They
say residential,
things wrong with
commercial,
them.
everything they do on the truck
Yeah,
and all that.
there's
it's
too
like,
many things
whoa.
listed.
And
It's
people
not a yellow page
shut
ad.
off.
Right. Do you want to show some of the trucks?
Yeah, can we show? We have some examples here.
Absolutely.
You mind, Dan, if we show some of that out?
Yeah.
Show some
Absolutely.
stuff off here.
Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't mind if we show off some of his work. right?
Okay, let's do it.
I want to go to the one that we were talking about earlier, Dan. You were talking about Bueller, right?
Yeah,
Bueller.
Yeah, tell us about
Tell
Bueller.
us the story. So here's Bueller. If I click on it, Dan, will it open it all the
You
way?
click on it,
There we
it gets
go.
bigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you
you
go.
go. So Bueller, you can see their previous name, Air Source America. It's kind of a weird name. Obviously it says heating and air conditioning underneath it, but people thought Air Source America. They're like, well, do you guys provide like oxygen tanks? So
Exactly.
you guys,
Oh wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
and the generic logo, the red arrows and red and blue arrows.
Red and
Listen,
blue,
every
right.
guy's using red and blue arrows, so you can't own that. So his last name was Bueller, and he said, everyone remembers my last name, but they don't remember the name of my company. So I said, well, why don't we embrace that? Why don't we take advantage of that name and let's run with something? So we came up with this new brand for him, picking colors that are not typical,
Look
right?
at that.
Like
I
aqua,
love those
a
colors.
salmon pink and dark blue. Like who's using those colors? Like no one was using those
Nobody.
colors in his market. So I want to own those colors, right? So we did that brand for him. We literally did the brand. We did his website. We did all the communications to his customers, notifying them about the change. We did his brochures, and literally he closed doors on a Friday, and on Monday opened up as Bueller. And we had
Wow.
6 trucks wrapped that were waiting to roll out. And he's been out there for about 4 or 5 months now. And previously he was Air Source America for 10 years, and he blended in and no one knew who he was. And he's like,
Right.
Dan, I can't walk into a store right now wearing my embroidered shirt that says Bueller without someone commenting on having seen my brand and my vans and saying, oh yeah, Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller. I love you guys. And it's like, he went from invisible for 10 years to complete brand recognition in his community within a period of 3 or 4 months. And he told me
That's
yesterday
crazy.
that he had to turn off his PPC because he was getting too many. He signed up
keep up with
200 new customers, 200 new customers in 1 month. It's absurd.
And
Right?
That's
So-
crazy.
And that's how it works. And Dan, what I want to hit on, I want the guys and gals out here to hear that here's a company that was been in business for 10 years, right? They were in business for 10 years. So they've been doing it for 10 years. And Dan, what I hear is, that's the fear. Well, I'm going to lose customers. And what I've been doing has been working. I've been in business. I'm 10 years. I'm in business. But look, by just making that difference and then standing out, it's going to be to
this one
level.
too is a good example. Like this previous brand, Safari, people got confused. They're like, wait, is this like, do you guys take people on safaris? Because it looks like something I'd see in Africa, right? So, very confusing. Look at the amount of real estate that's not devoted to the name of the company.
To plumbing,
and the
right?
brand.
Even just
And how much real estate is devoted to like the phone number. Like the phone number is almost the biggest thing here. So, again, this is brand confusion because the message is not clear. So we said, all right, let's think about this and try to develop something. First of all, it's eye catching. The elephant with the water trunk.
Right.
And the faucet, those are all things that people will remember you by. And certainly if you see this van driving down the road, it looks a lot different than you would expect it to look like. Right. So they have
and
a
kids
name
are going to love it.
Exactly. Families, kids, they're gonna definitely be drawn to it. So that's a pretty cool rebrand. Gem is another one that we rebranded as well. Gem Plumbing and Heating out of Rhode Island, probably. I think they're the biggest. It's there you go, right there. Yeah. So I think they're the largest contractor in Rhode Island. I think they have 100 vehicles. And they came to us.
Really? That all look.
Wow. And so we looked at this brand too, and we're like, Gem, why aren't you guys like evoking the image of a gem? And then obviously the van has way too many things happening, and it's very confusing, not disruptive. White. It blends in all those things. So, really we fixed all those things. And those three colors on that gem are meant to signify the plumbing, HVAC, and electrical divisions that are part of the brand. So, so many cool things about that. We actually just won the HVAC Our Business magazine tops and trucks. We won all three winners this year, but that was one of the ones that we actually won for. Yeah, all three. And we had a runner up too. So it's pretty cool. We won.
Well, we got
20, there's 20 times.
We got to get you to win the plumbing, all three, whatever plumbing, because guys, what you hear. See, here's with Jim. So the argument, what I hear Dan can be made, and I hear have the conversations is, well, I got 100 trucks, I'm already successful or whatever. But you mentioned the word mind share. You want to, you haven't won until you want to have the opportunity of owning the mind of the consumer, owning the mind. And today we're a visual world. I mean, it's an MTV. I'm kind of dating myself a little bit here, but it's an MTV society.
So
things are
look at
like that.
Yeah, look at the one that's a little bit up, the orange and brown one there from McQuillan. Right. So look at that one. So I see somebody had pointed out saying that people say that they see their vans all the time. So McQuillan was really no different. People said, yeah, they do see their vans all the time. The problem is that what do the vans say about them as a company? And is that the right impression? So just people saying, well, I see your vans, that's fine. That's good, right? It's a good start. But the more important question is what does the van say about your business? Is really, so which company feels like it's more professional? Which company feels like it's very prestigious or provides a premium service? Does the first one or the second one? Like
so that's not so bad. I mean, it's not bad, but there's no depth there. You're right. But go back to the new one.
Sure.
And look at that, guys. There's a world of difference.
So even in this one, like the idea behind this is they are the oldest plumbing and heating company west of the Mississippi. 1883, I think.
Oh my.
Yeah. So they are the oldest in Minnesota and probably a couple other states too. And I said, why does the current brand that you guys had, why does it not talk about that? Because no one else can lay that claim. No one else can say that they're the oldest or the original plumbing company in the entire state. So let's go back to that period of time. Let's capture that in a visual and let's use that to our advantage because none of your competitors can talk about that. So let's use that. So again, and then even picking the colors, like who's saying orange and brown is great color? Who would ever say that? So the fact that no one's thinking about those as colors is why we went in that direction, because I want to own that color scheme. One of the directives they had is to try to maintain the orange because they felt like people did know them as being orange vans. So I said, all right, I'm going to keep orange as one of your primary colors, but we're going to change the other color.
Yeah,
and they're killing it. Like they've had such a huge response from those vans since they put them out on the road.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. That's just a gorgeous van.
Yeah, and I wouldn't put those colors together.
Right.
You know, guys, this makes all the difference. You know, and it's really not. You know,
Look at this one. So
yeah,
I could
look
do
at
these
that.
all day.
See, this is what, because here's what we think. And so, yeah, it's
Look,
nice, it's
it's-
clean.
yeah,
the truck is
Shaw's,
clean.
right?
It has everything in the world that I do on it.
Right.
But see,
Everything,
guys, driving
right.
down the road, even
Stop.
if you're driving traffic, you know, it's the 3-second test. You know,
Right.
within 3 seconds, it's even quicker. You know, subconsciously, they got to pick up on that and know, okay, that's Shaw's Plumbing. It's plumbing company, and I like that. I feel good about it.
And then even look at how the tagline in this reflects back to the visual, right? So they're in a shore community and, you know, a fishing community. So people know about
That's a
crabs. Obviously, it's prevalent in there. So we just thought it'd be something cool to play off of. And then service that's a keeper. That's the tagline that we wrote for
Service,
them.
that's
So,
right.
That's good.
so
It
look
means-
at the previous tagline. If you scroll back across, and it's like your partner in energy efficient comfort.
Right.
It's like,
Blah, 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 blah.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
okay,
I can
wow.
say something
you know,
worse.
So
Right.
it just, there's nothing that relates back to the actual branding. So
We
that was
provide
really
excellent service. Right.
Yeah.
a fun one for us.
Oh.
lot of
I
these
thought
are
yours
fun.
was on here too, actually, but it may not be.
No, I deleted it.
Yeah,
I broke into your.
I think we-
You hacked in.
I
right,
totally
right.
hacked into
You
your
got rid of that,
website and
baby.
got rid of it. So sorry, Dan.
Oh man.
Those are so. It's just so fun, and I'm gonna put the link the address to for KickCharge.
Right.
Well, yeah, if we'll put a link in, and then if they want to see the before and afters, or get a
Yeah, we'll add that link. Yeah,
Yeah,
so you guys
we'll
can
add
check
that.
that out, and you just research that. And if you want to know, if you'd like to take a closer look at KickCharge Creative and even set something up, just have a conversation. It's not pushy. You see, Dan, they're great people. Okay, it's not pushy, but you start getting the feel for what it's going to take. All right,
Yeah.
start a conversation. Simply type brand in the comments. I think that's the word. Type brand in the comments.
Brand.
Or go to www.themilliondollarplumber.com /KickCharge.
KickCharge.
KickCharge. I think we got the scroller there.
We do got the
All
scroller right there.
And KickCharge your plumbing business, okay?
Yeah, did you see what Patrick said? He's been kick-charged.
Been KickCharged. I mean, it's you get the right brand like that, you do that. I mean, it's like putting your plumbing business on steroids. I mean,
Steroids, for
it's
sure.
just, you can be a one-truck shop. Well, Bueller example, you said 6 trucks, and I think they're in Jacksonville.
trucks.
And that's a large market. So having the trucks being seen, they're having the trucks. Actually, people saying, "I see your trucks everywhere." Well,
And one thing too that I just want to call out too, because I know people. I know the process can be a little scary, right? It's a little daunting to say, you know what, I'm going to go rebrand my company. And you're like, oh man, I got to change uniforms now. I got to change my trucks, my business card, my website.
Right.
I get it. Like, I understand that that's not an easy process. And I get it myself because we rebranded and renamed this company 2.5 years ago. And for 22 years, I was called Graphic Designs, this agency. And then we changed it 2.5 years ago. So I know what's involved. Like, I lived it. Right. And I've done it for, I think at this point, we're almost at 1,500 brands that we've created here in the last 25 years. But I know that how daunting it can say. And Jason from Bueller was no different. Like, he wanted to do it, but he was scared, and he was apprehensive, and he had some sleepless nights, and we talked back and forth about even the size of that mascot on the side of on his truck. And he's like, Dan, it's too big. Like, can we make it smaller? And I'm like, I'm not making it smaller, dude. It's got to stay the way it is.
Yep.
It's like, I don't know. It's so big. And now, of course, like, listen, he's got sleepless nights, but for a different reason, because they can't keep up with the business. So I'm like,
Right.
I can't be responsible for that. But the point is, you have to go through a little bit of discomfort. Yeah. You have to go through a little bit of discomfort to get to that other
Yes.
point. But no, like, when we do it for companies, we'll walk you through the entire process. Like, there isn't a piece of that process that we can't help you with and coordinate and make sure it's done in a way that is not disruptive. We take care of notifying all your customers. We can do email marketing to them, handle every part of the rollout for that new brand, and then obviously we do the digital and all the SEO and that stuff afterwards. But the point is making sure that every touch point also with that brand is consistent. And that's the part too. If you're going to invest in this brand, there you go. If you're going to invest in
Look
the
at
brand, make sure that
Great
you are
logo.
doing it consistently.
Yep.
What a great logo. Did you design that? That looks amazing.
There's
There's
Attaboy.
a new
listen,
attaboy.
You know what? You guys had the right idea, though. You know, you had a good name, which is also so important. Like, so many companies do not have good names to brand in the first place, so that becomes its own issue, right? But Attaboy already says something in my head that this company is going to do the right thing. That's what you say to someone after they do a good job. So it's a great name. Great name.
Yep, we were blessed by that. So,
Well, my husband's
that's
a
great
marketing
work right
genius.
there, you know, and that met the personality of those who bought the company.
Yep.
I mean, and that's all part of it.
Right.
That's part of the process, guys. It's not that Dan and the team are taking your company away from you, out of your hands.
Oh,
They're just listening to the process can be a little daunting because they want to know who you are. Okay, what drives you, all right, because that's built into that brand, okay? Just like the example of the ones that have been there, you know, the longest one there, the oldest company and all that, and that's important, so you figure those things out. So it's fitting you into that brand,
Yep.
you know?
Yeah.
And
also figuring out, too, not only what you are today, but where you want to be in 5 years and brand for that as well. So if you plan, as an example, as a plumbing company, and you plan to introduce HVAC down the road, well, we've got to know that. We've got to have a plan for how to execute that down the road if that's going to happen. So a lot of times we have companies like, well, listen, we want to add in electrical and HVAC in a few years. So I have to know that, because I can't basically build a brand that's painting you in a corner. I've got to figure out a way that I can integrate those other aspects later on. So all those things are part of the process of learning more about that company and really where they want to go, and then giving them a roadmap to how to get there.
Right. And that's what you did with Pristine Plumbing. And actually, the owners of Pristine Plumbing are going to be on, I think, next week. They had a whole name change as well.
They went through the whole
right,
thing. You
Dan?
took them through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And the whole process. And so they're going to have a reveal on Potty Talk Live.
They are.
They say next week. And
With
so,
some very fun colors. I'm not going to give it away. But, Yep.
And that was a process. We all know it's a process, guys. But it's a process worth going through. It'll net you millions.
Yep.
I mean,
It's a biggie.
speak for that. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Love it.
do it. So So if you want to check it out, just do it. Just check it out. Type brand in the comments, or go to www.themilliondollarplumber.com /KickCharge.
Yep, I see a couple people typed in brand, one of them being one of your clients.
One of my clients
Nick
typed, all right.
Scuderi.
Yeah,
Yep.
do it. Nick, yeah.
Nick. You
yeah,
know it.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
So
take care of Nick, Dan, for us.
Yep. Dan takes care of everybody really well. All right. All right. Hey, Dan, good stuff, man. Good stuff. Hey, appreciate you taking the time away from your crew.
Yep.
And enjoying your day here to share with us, man. All right.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on.
All right.
Thanks,
We'll
Dan.
see you next time.
Take
All
care.
right.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right, you too.
All right. There we go. All right. Dan, the brand man,
I knew you were going to say
himself.
that.
All right, just like that. That's
I
what
know.
it is.
Man, those are so
It
cool.
does great stuff, guys. Do
I
it.
could-
Okay, it is. It's one of those things we don't think about doing. Okay, but if you really want, if you really want a successful plumbing company, okay, to be able to
Just
stand,
go into that
it's
next
the way
level,
to be a
you
small
know?
guy to beat the big guys.
Look at this
okay?
one with,
I mean, it's just
it's not plumbing, but
people judge a book by its cover. Period.
look at that.
Right. Look at that.
Come on, you guys. I
Right.
mean, just see that driving down
People
the road.
judge a book by its cover.
It's
They're
so
judging
true.
you on your ability to do the work. They're judging you on your professionalism. Okay.
And here's how most of the vans are, right? You know, but
And
we started
there's
out
a
like
company
that.
there. There's multiple trucks. They're successful. Okay.
Yep.
But it's a whole nother level there. That's
Look at
that
that.
mind share. Look at that.
So fun.
All right. So do it.
We
all
love
right.
those.
Type
Very
brand
fun.
in the comments, or go to www.themilliondollarplumber.com /KickCharge.
KickCharge.
And
What?
if you're also serious about really creating a successful plumbing business, you gotta learn the business of
Business
plumbing. Okay, and I
of
made it very easy
plumbing.
for you. All right.
Yeah.
It's all in my $1 Million Plumber Success Academy. All right. Over 150 videos. 100 hours of video courses, okay?
It's everything.
Going
It's
over
everything. It's everything.
You know, there's branding, all right? Dan
Might
has
be a
little bit-
special
Yep,
appearance
in
by
there,
Dan the Man.
creating your own flat rate pricing, knowing your hourly rate and why it's your hourly rate. All right, it's all in there. Teaching the business of plumbing.
Yep.
And also, I got a special for you right now. 14 days free. You can try it 14 days free. All right,
beautiful.
just try it. Take it for a test drive. Type success in the comments, or go to www.themilliondollarplumber.com www.pottytalk.live/success. All right, it was a good one. All right,
was a
you
good
learned
one.
something?
I
All
did.
right, if you liked it, share it. All right?
Yes, please.
Okay. Hey, before I let you go, as always, I want to remind you that you were purposely and wonderfully created. You were created to do great things. And you're out there doing
Your thing.
all right. Good luck.
Thank you for tuning into Potty Talk Live with Richard Behney, the $1 Million Plumber. If you enjoyed this show, share it now. To catch past episodes and get alerts for new episodes, type 5 in the comment section now.
Just do it.
And join us again for more tips, techniques, and strategies to help you grow your plumbing business.